Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Ivory Dentistry. I hope you have watched part 1 of Roots of Drug Administration. Now here I came up with part 2. Let's move on. As I said before, parental route includes different routes of drug administration. The first one is intradermal. The drug is injected into skin layers, raising a bulb. Bulb means a blister or a bubble on the skin. Example, BCG vaccine. BCG vaccine is given in infants. We can see a bubble on their skin. Test for allergies or multiple punctures of epidermis through a drop of drug. Example, smallpox vaccine. So the small quantities were given by this route and it is very painful. See, you can observe a bulb which is like a bubble on the skin. Subcutaneous injections. The drug is deposited in the subcutaneous tissues. Example, insulin, heparin. As the tissue is vascular, slow absorption occurs and largely uniform. That means the drug is uniformly spread and it lasts for long time. You can see here the injection is given into the stomach. You can observe this mostly in diabetic patients taking insulin into stomach or hands, near thighs, etc. So the advantages are it is reliable, which means good quality. The patients can be self-administrated. The absorption is slow, so it can be enhanced with the addition of enzyme hyaluronidase. Disadvantages are as subcutaneous tissue is richly supplied of nerves, irritant drugs are not injected as they cause severe pain. In shock, absorption is independent because of vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction means narrowing of blood vessels with the contraction of muscular wall of arteries. Repeated injections at same time causes lipoatrophy resulting in erratic absorption. Erratic absorption means uneven absorption. Causes lipoatrophy. Lipoatrophy means loss of fat tissue in the localized area because of continuous giving of injections at the same site. Hypodermoclysis is the subcutaneous administration of large volumes of salines, especially in pediatric practices. The drugs were given subcutaneously as dermojet, pillet implantation, Cielistic implants. As you see in the first picture, it is dermojet and pillet implantation is in the right side picture. And Cielistic implants, you can see on the skin the implants are placed into the skin. Intramuscular, aqueous solution of drug is injected into the large skeletal muscles like deltoid, triceps, femoris, gluteus or rectus. The absorption into the plasma occurs by simple diffusion, large molecules by lymphatic channels. As the muscle is vascular, absorption is rapid and quite uniform. In women, drugs are absorbed faster from deltoid region than gluteal region. Volume should not exceed 10 ml. In infants, rectus femoris is used instead of gluteus because gluteus is not well developed until the child starts walking. If drug is oily solution or suspension, the absorption is slow and steady. Advantages are reliable, which mean good quality, rapid absorption, soluble preparations, mild preparations or mild irritants, depot preparations, which means slow release of drugs since weeks, Suspensions and colloids are given. I mean, all these preparations can be given through this route. Disadvantages are it is very painful and results in abscess, which means the accumulation of pus in the tissues and the area gets swollen. Irritants may damage nerve if injected very nearer, so the nerve injury is to be avoided. Local infection and tissue necrosis may occur. Intravenous. Intravenous means the drug is injected into one of the superficial veins, so it reaches directly into circulation. Immediate action is seen and the drugs given intravenously as bolus, slow injection and slow infusion. As you can see here, cannula, it is given into one of the superficial veins. Bolus, where initially large dose is given, so the drug is dissolved in a suitable amount of vehicle and injected slowly. Example, heparin. Next is of slow injection, which is given over 15 to 20 minutes. Example, aminophylline. Slow infusion. When constant plasma concentrations are required, this slow infusion is used. Example, oxytocin. When large volumes are to be given, this slow infusion is used. Example, dextrose saline. 1 liter of solution is infused over 3 to 4 hours. Patient condition and drug factors like onset and duration of action decides the rate of infusion. So, advantages are it is very useful in emergencies because of its immediate action, provides predictable blood concentrations with 100% bioavailability. Large volumes of solutions can be given. Irritants can be given as they are directly diluted into the blood. Rapid dose adjustments are done because unwanted effects occurs and the infusion gets stopped. If high levels are required, infusion rate can be increased. For example, in short-acting drugs. Disadvantages are once injected cannot be withdrawn. So, because it is directly entered into the blood, irritation of veins causes thrombophlebitis. Thrombophlebitis means it is an inflammatory process in which blood clot occurs and blocks the veins. Extravasation of drug causes severe irritation and clogging. Extravasation means leakage of fluid from capillaries into tissues. Aqueous solutions are given but not suspensions, oily solutions, depot preparations. Self-medication is difficult. Intraperitoneal route. Peritoneum provides large surface area of absorption. Fluids are injected in this route in infants. It is also used in peritoneal dialysis. You can see through the intraperitoneal route, the rat is getting injected. Next is of intrathecal route. The drug is injected into the subarachnoid space for the action on central nervous system. Example, spinal anesthetics. Antibiotics and corticosteroids are also injected, providing high local concentrations. So the strict aseptic precautions are very must. Drugs are given extradurally. Morphine is given epidurally to produce analgesia. And the direct intraventricular administration is employed in brain tumors. You can see here in the first picture, intrathecal, where the drug is given into spinal cord, and the next picture is of intra-articular. The injection is given into the joints. Next we'll study about it. Intra-articular. The drug is injected into joints for the treatment of arthritis, and other diseases of joints. Example, hydrocortisone. This is injected into the affected joint in the rheumatoid arthritis. Strict aseptic precautions are must even in intra-articular route. Next is of intra-arterial route, where the drugs are injected directly into the arteries. It is used in treatment of peripheral vascular diseases, local malignancies, diagnostic diseases like angiograms. You know angiograms, I hope, where the injection is kept into the artery and we can predict the heart rate. Intramedullary, the injection is given into the bone marrow and it is very rarely used. So here you can see the injection is given into the right radial artery. This is angiogram. We can predict the heartbeat. And here the injection is given into the pelvic bone. Inhalation. Lungs have large surface area of absorption, so the volatile liquids and gases are given. Example, general anesthetics. The drugs can be given as solid particles also, wherein the like solutions are atomized and the fine particles are inhaled as aerosol. Example, salbutamol. Inhaled drugs and vapors acts on the pulmonary epithelium and mucous membrane of the respiratory tract and are absorbed through these membranes. So you can see here, this is of an inhalation process where the patient is inhaling the drug. Advantages or instantaneous absorption of drug is achieved because of the large surface area of lungs. Hepatic first pass metabolism is avoided. As the drug is directly delivered to the target site, smaller dose is needed and toxicity is very less, means poisoning is less. Pulmonary diseases, it is very mostly serving as the local route because the drug is delivered directly at the desired site and the action is more effective and less harmful. So the blood levels of volatile anesthetics are conveniently controlled because absorption and excretion through lungs is carried out by the loss of gases. Disadvantages are the irritant gases enhances pulmonary secretions, so it is to be avoided. The drug particles may cause cough. Example, cormoline sodium. This is the very important route of entry of certain drugs of abuse. This is part 2 of routes of drug administration. Hope you like it, and the part 3 will be continued in next video. Please watch it and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.